Hi friends, my name is Davinder and today I came here with a new video that is based on Openstack private cloud. So today I'm going to tell you how you can deploy your own private cloud inside your premises. So I'm going to start with a very simple with one compute node, one controller and one object storage. So firstly, to understand about the private cloud, I'm not going to teach here what is private cloud, public cloud, other things. I'm just giving you small examples which is good to understand for private cloud, where the category will come the OpenStack cloud. So one of the famous private cloud, and many company has their own private clouds based on the VMware and some mostly on the VMware and KVM hypervisor they are used inside the private cloud. Other private public clouds are AWS, Amazon. You can say Amazon Web Services, that is the most famous, and then Google, Azure, IBM Software. Many public clouds are available in the market. So when we talk about here the OpenStack, what's the how we can deploy it, how we can use it. So that's I'm going to just tell you how you can do that. So in the this first video, I'm just telling you what I'm going to use and how we can install. I can say how we can install this one. Now the what is our hardware configuration. So OpenStack, you can go to the docs.operating openstack.org, where you will get all the documentation. I will tell you OpenStack is now the little older. It started with multiple variants. Now the recent variant which came, it's the Rocky release, and their release always the alphabetical order from A, B, C, D, E, F, I, G. It came with the I house, Ice house. It's came by Havana, H for Havana, and earlier was O for Okata, P for Pike, now Q for Queen, and R for Rocky. So here I'm going to install the Queen. I'm always prefer to go with N-1 because it is always more stable than new release. So firstly, we will see how we can install. I am giving you the example here, the hardware requirements. So I'm in the controller node. It's mentioned about 1 or 2 CPU. I have give 4 controller, 8 GB hard disk. I have 20 GB hard disk on my, and storage 100 GB. Yes, I have more than that. No problem on that. On compute side, you need more storage because the compute will serve your virtual machines on that. I hope you are aware of the private cloud and the concept. So what I'm going to do, the controller is the your front end GUI portal where you can deploy the operating system which you want. So I'm going to deploy how it will happen. I will explain you the architecture also. So this is our the first thing. Now slowly I will tell you about the what is controller node. So it's clearly mentioned controller node runs the identity service first. That is your access, means who can log in, who has what access, all these things, that is called the identity service. Then image service, what are the different images you want to use, Linux, Windows, all others. Then management, and then the next is management portion of compute. See, you can manage the compute from the controller node, that the management portion. Then the networking management portion. So here the different network, we are using neutron network here. So how it will use, you can mention about, there is 2 ways to deploy the network, L2 and L3 level. So you can understand L2 means layer 2, where only the MAC address things will work. L3 is where routing is also possible. And the dashboard software is Horizon. So it will all deployed into the controller, and including beyond this one, we have also other services like MySQL database, message queue. We will use RabbitMQ, NTP for your network time protocol. and we will yes, we will use, because all the servers should be synced with each other with the right time. Okay, and other the optional services are there which you can include into the same server: the block storage and object storage, telemetry service, orchestration, all other things. So it required, every controller node required minimum two networks. So why required two networks? So one network, if you see here, two NICs it is required. One NIC will always communicate to the this one communicate to the compute node, and the compute node second is required for the neutron or network services. So always two NICs card are required, and for the two different networks. It should be it should not all be in the same network, then it will not work, because you will the routing will create the problem for you. Now, what is a compute node? Compute is where your all the VMs will install. So it will run with the hypervisor. Though by default it is coming with a KVM hypervisor, but you can use yeah, either VMware ESX hypervisor also, and Zen hypervisor, that all are supported here. And next is block storage. So in the block storage, you can see in the block storage you have the file system, you can see about you need some file system for the block storages, which you can use here. By default in the production environment it is not that simple. It is we use Ceph for the storage part. So here we will see what we will use. Actually we will use even NFS itself, and then we can mount it onto the system. So that we will try here. And then okay, now I will tell you there is networking two parts. Option one is only the provider network. In provider network, so this is the you will get couple of services. You will not get like load balancer as a service, firewall as a service, and other things. So in this case you have a controller node and DSCP agent, everything is running on to the same node. But if you talk about the other self-service network, so you can see here the difference will come. On the right hand side is see Linux bridge agent, so it is running here, and I will show you wait. So here the you can see the networking L3 agent is running on the controller side, which is required for us, and on the self-service portal it is not there. So what is this L3 agent? L3 agent is a layer 3. So as I told you, you can use your self-service for to create the network, firewall as a service, and other things. So we will try to use our self-service network, so I can show you how you can maximize utilize their networking option, and then we will go ahead. Okay, so this is about the basic part, how the what are the different components here, and how we what is the use of each component. And now we will start our installation. Thank you for the this chapter.